going to go through the water system here from where it is pumped from the ground behind me, following its journey up to the tanks, go through the details, and then also show you how it all attaches together. So this is a simple breaker, taking the power from the panels, 3 identical panels, 48 volt panels, 335 watts, and there it goes. One way to check this is the pipe starts getting cold, and to get up that hill we need to get to about 20 meters. These tanks are about 20 meters higher than this ground level here. So with the water being at about 25 meters, means that we need this 25 plus about that 20, that is 45 meters that this pump needs to be able to push water up the hill to get to the tanks. If the water level inside drops, obviously that will take away from the height that we can pump at. From the breaker, we've got the blue cable coming in here, supplying power to the well pump here. We've got this throttling valve here. This kind of just restricts the flow to make sure that we don't pump faster than the well point can yield. Here on the T-piece I've got this going to the neighbor, our friends over there, and then this one goes up the hill. Only reason there's a valve here is close this down so that we can send all the water to them, and then vice versa, close them down and send all the water up the hill. And that's the road we're going to be taking now. There's a few reasons we have these pipes running on top of the ground like this. For one, it's easy to install because this sort of thing is what you'll have to dig into for hundreds and hundreds of meters to get a pipe underground. Secondly, a pipe underground tends to get a lot of damage when it contracts and expands and it can't move. So this makes it easy for it to move around. You can see there's quite a bit of slack here on hot days. On a colder day this will be taken up as it contracts up the hillside here. And the other thing is just it's easy to repair if something does go wrong. We can see leaks. Another thing is that pipes have different classes, wall thicknesses, different sizes. This is a 32 millimeter pipe. It's class 3. It is probably the worst thing but the cheapest. It's thin and you can see you can almost squeeze it by hand, especially when it's empty. As long as it's full of water it keeps temperature stable, but when they go empty they get pretty hot. Sun degrades them quickly. So if you can afford class 4 or class 6, you can go with that. The other thing is class 3 is only good for about 3 bars, so that's 300 kPa. Anything more than that, pipe will start to suffer, possibly pop. We're up to about 20 meters higher than the pump. You might be able to hear the water falling in there. At this point the water comes straight from the well, and I'll explain how this works now. And we fill the 5,000 liter tank as well as the 2,500 liter there, and this is our main pressure tanks. And that is something that makes it quite nice to use solar energy, is that during the day you can store the energy, get it up here, get the gravity energy stored like a battery, and whenever the water is in here you can use this pressure and draw from that stored energy again down the hill using the gravity again. Filling both tanks freely. There's a free inlet here, there's a float valve on the lower tank, and an overflow from the larger tank means that this one will fill and stay at its level and the float valve will shut it off. But that will mean that this one will only be at the same height as that tank, in which case the free inlet at the top will fill this one up, and once that one overflows there, the small tank will overflow and we'll know it's full. that water is reclaimed at the bottom there, and we can switch off the tank. That's obviously a great place to introduce automation using an Arduino or some float sensors, is to check when this tank is full, meaning that this one reached its top. After that, this one will reach its top, and when the overflow starts, we can shut off the pump and stop filling up. At the bottom, these two tanks are connected together with a T-piece. But that won't just work, because the head pressure of this one will push through and overfill this one, and it will just push over and waste water. Is on the smaller tank a one-way valve or a check valve that makes sure that water cannot be pushed into this tank but can flow out. Did you hear that water just stopped flowing? That's the cloud shadows there on the solar panels. There it starts again. We have this 32mm line, this one here, under the rocks, running towards the new area that we're going to be building in. And at the end of this pipe, it's only a 5-meter elevation drop, only half a bar. That's only 50 kPa of pressure. So the plan is to just get that water there slowly and surely, then having maybe solar booster pumps there or something for pressure. We'll see how we solve that, but for now this is the way we're using it. It's gonna have to work. Now at every area where a pipe goes up and down, air will migrate from the lower areas, both sides, up to that area, and the more it does that, the more water fills on this side of the hill and that side of the hill, basically locking your air in the middle. The more water that fills on either side squeezes the air in the middle, essentially forming a pocket of air under pressure. At that point, water just can't flow through it anymore, it can't push through that area, the air sits at the high point, it will not let water pass. You can see what this looks like. You just can't see on the inside, maybe you can, there's a little ball in there, a little floating ball, and otherwise it's just open to the top. At the top of the valve there's an orifice in there that's smaller than the ball, so as long as there's air, the ball drops to the bottom here, air can get out. As soon as the water starts coming back into the pipe, filling up, pushes up, and the ball essentially seals that orifice at the top, and then water cannot exit anymore because that ball seals it. You do need to do a little bit of maintenance here and there, and that's why I took this one off. Going to clean it up and keep it as a spare for next time we need it.